Hi, welcome to YouTube Model Builders live show for March 18, 2017. Tonight we have a special guest. Can they see me? Am I here, or are we just starting?
Yes, you are.
Just keep talking. Just keep rambling. Okay, here we go. Once again, you take two. Welcome to YouTube Model Builders on March 18, 2017. Just to give you a heads up on your screen there, you're probably seeing our YouTube Model Builders splash page for your free online magazine, eMag. Should be coming out sometime this week. Our good friend JD and his crew of the Elite e-magazine team have been working diligently hard this month for this e-magazine to be coming out. Also, we also do the live chat presentation hangouts. We're doing the fine scale hangout and fine scale show with Miles, Barry, and Andrew, and that's coming along pretty good. We're also doing on the presentation a Wednesday night special present with Chris Healy of MRL Trains. He's doing a thing on Arduinos, all those computer stuff, you know, crazy. I don't know anything about that stuff, but it's pretty cool. So what I've seen, it's pretty cool. Everybody's really getting into it. Some guys like it, some guys don't, but to each his own. It's like a buffet table, you know what I mean? Some people like pastrami, others like corned beef, but you can always go back and get your pick of things. And then here we are with the live show. And tonight's show is a special show. Tonight we're going to be highlighting our guys who do the giveaways. Every month we do the giveaways, and I mention them on and off, and I always give them a big shout out. But this time, this show, we're going to give a big shout out to them. We have Dave from Dave Decals, and we have Eddie Bauer from Weathering Solutions Decal. He's one of the new ones on our giveaways, and these two gentlemen have been kind enough to come aboard and to talk about the product and talk about the state of the hobby and where they'd like to see it go and what they have to offer. And also, let's not forget our other vendors who've been with us for quite a while. We have, you know, the Long Shadow Trees, who's Bob Lacey, who's been with us for almost from the beginning, and we have Central Valley Models, who's been kind enough to donate that famous truss bridge that everybody hankers after. And we have Highways and Byways by Ron Howard, the road striping kit. And just to give you guys a heads up out there, we're going to do the regular giveaways, all the things that we said, you know, the Weathering Solutions decals, the 4-pack Oak Tree, Truss Bridge, Highways and Byways, Dave's decals. Also, just to give you a heads up on that, Dave's decals for this week from the March 18th until the 25th, he's giving a 10% discount to all his product that's on his webpage. And you guys can go there. The code for that is 17 Live. 17 Live, L-I-V-E. It starts from today, and it will end on the 25th of midnight next Saturday. So that's an additional 10% off. Even if you win, you get the 2 sheets. But if the rest of you guys out there want to get something, he's giving a 10% discount at this time. But also, after the regular giveaways are done and said, please do not leave. Please do not shut us out, because we have a special giveaway afterwards that we're going to be giving away. Okay, it's going to be and you guys are going to like it. You really are. So it's a special giveaway. Don't bail on us. Okay, stay with us, and we're going to do a second giveaway, and you'll see. It'll be worth the wait. I'm telling you, it'll be worth the wait. So let's get forward. Let's do the splash pages so we can get the commercials over with, and then get right into our presentation with tonight's guest that we have, Dave from Dave Decals, and Eddie Bauer from Weathering Solutions. So first up is Weathering Solutions, who's one of our guests tonight. The Weathering Decals, he does a whole array of rust decals and other graffiti decals as well. And if you go to Wally's Weathering, that's a YouTube channel. Todd Walton just recently did a complete video on this, and he showed how these decals went on and how they looked realistic. If you guys aren't into, you don't think you're that good at the weathering end of it with the oil paints, this is your solution right here. I've used them. Very good stuff. Weathering Solutions decals. Okay, and our second one is a 4-pack from Long Shadow Trees. I'm sorry, Bob, I always get you mixed up with the author Longfellow. It's Long Shadow Trees. He's giving away a 4-pack of HO or N scale oak and pine trees. Our good friend Bob Lacey from Long Shadow Model Trees, long supporter of YouTube Model Builders. He's giving away a 4-pack of HO or N scale oak and pine trees. And from our good friends at Central Valley Model Works, we have the truss bridge, the 150-foot scale bridge. As soon as it comes up, there we go. 150-foot HON scale punch plate bridge. This is the most popular giveaway we have here. Everybody clamors for it. Even the guys in the core group here, they want it. Can I go under an assumed name? So no is right. But you can check out their website at www.cvmw.com. These guys are pretty good, Jeff and Heather. Great bunch of great people, and this is what they're giving away as well. And then the fourth one is friend John Howard. John Howard from Highways and Byways. Last month when we had Gino Sharp on, we were able to get the road striping look from Gino's layout, and it was well received. This is a very good kit. It's a road striping kit from Highways and Byways, and what you see is a package of vinyl strips for your model railroad plus this railroad crossing. And Gino Sharp has used it on his Birmingham southern layout, and it is by far the best. The weathering is really good, really good stuff. And then our final giveaway tonight is Dave's Decals. It's giving away 2 sheets, any 2 sheets from Dave's website at Dave Art. Let's see, davesart.net, daveart.net, and any choice of 2 sheets. If you win this, you get a choice of 2 sheets. Also, just to elaborate on this, tonight from this date, March 18th until March 25th, midnight, next Saturday, Dave is giving an additional 10% off all his product on his website, not just to the winner, but to everybody who's watching. If you don't win and you want to buy some of his really cool decals, which you'll get to see in a minute, he'll be offering a 10% discount, and the code for that is code 17LIVE, the number 17 live, LIVE. So with that, and please stay tuned afterwards, after the giveaways are done. Please stay. I cannot emphasize it enough. Please stay, because we have 2 special giveaways that we're going to be doing. We're going to reset the contest controller. Going to give you the password, and we have a special giveaways that we're going to do in regards to what this merchants thing tonight that we're doing. So without any further ado, let us go, and let me introduce you to who we have tonight on the show. We have, first of all, Eddie Bauer from Weathering Solutions. Ed, welcome.
Thank you, Bill.
And also we have Dave from Dave's Decals. Dave, thank you so much for being on. I greatly appreciated both of you guys being on.
You're welcome.
You guys have been, I'd like to know, how did you guys come about getting into doing what you do now? I mean, are you guys model railroad enthusiasts and you said, hey, I want to do this because I can't find the product that I want? Or how did this come about for you? Dave, how did this come about for you?
It came about for me. I build models more so than do model railroading. I'd like to do model railroading, but unfortunately space and time and budget doesn't permit that for me right now. So I build models for other people. And I was building a lot of models, and I wasn't getting the variety of decals and the quality of decals that I wanted. And so the remedy to that problem, because real quick story of how I got it is I got a lot of models from a gentleman who has a hobby shop who bought out a hobby shop that had been flooded. So all the directions were gone, all the decals were gone, everything that it needed was gone. So I had all these models with no decals, and it came down to like buy decals or make decals. And so I figured out that I've got the equipment, I've got the graphic capacity and the printing capacity to do that from other jobs that I've done involving graphic design. And I said, well, I'm just gonna start making them. And I started making them, and people started asking me where I got them. And I told them I was making them myself, and they asked if I'd sell them some. And well, now I'm doing more decals than I'm doing building models. Oh, real quick, I was down. My apologies to Bill. I forgot to say on the 10% off. The only thing that's not included in that is built models and powders. Those aren't on the 10%, but everything else in the store, yes. So my
Okay,
Bill,
no problem.
Bill for leaving that off. I forgot to tell him. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Once they get to see it, they'll probably say, "Shucks, I wish he would have gave that 10% on those powders."
What's talking price?
And Ed, how did you come about doing this with the weathering solutions thing? By the way, Ed, I want to give you a heads up here. When I purchased your product, your decals as well as your your rust things, you gave stickers in the mail, when peel off stickers. So whenever I get stickers, I usually just toss them in the drawer, and they're kind of like there forever and a day, till my wife says to me, "What are you doing with these?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Can I throw them out?" And I go, "No." Anyway, I took your stickers, and I got anybody's familiar with the South Brooklyn Railroad, I got a whole bunch of factories lining the wall, Photoshop stuff. So I just stuck one of your decals right on top of the thing, and my friend Jerry Esposito came in, and he's like, "What is weathering solutions? What do they make? Weathering stuff for houses and stuff?" I said, "No, they make decals. That's the main factory right here in South Brooklyn, right off Dean Street." So again, yes, that's the production headquarters right in Brooklyn, New York. Anyway, so how did you get into this? How did this come about for you?
Well, Bill, I had an interest in trains as a kid, and then after high school, went on, I guess, 21 years old to work for BNSF, and I saw the real thing every day. Friend of mine from the hobby proposed an idea one time of what we're doing now to invent weathering decals to eliminate the need for the paints and the errors that come along with brush stroke and rust effects and residues and graffiti and such on the models. And we just went from there with it.
Oh, it's excellent stuff. Excellent work. Where do you see yourself growing as far as any more ideas on the back burner?
Yeah, we've got about 24 projects we've got started right now. Hope that 4 to 6 of them be done here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Waiting on some supply, but yeah, we try to focus on the things that are more difficult to do by hand.
Okay. All right. So Dave, what is it that I've seen your website, and your website is pretty awesome. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on there, and you also build dioramas and houses and stuff.
Yeah, that's predominant. That's how I got started in this, building houses and dioramas. And I built them for people that either didn't have the ability or the time to do it, and they commissioned me to build their houses and their dioramas and things like that for the layouts. And it wasn't just HO, but it was other scales and just just company models or what have you, and things along those lines. And that's, like I say, and I was able to come across a pretty good collection of HO scale kits that had no instructions and no decals, and it created a need for me to find those. So it was a bit of a serendipity that I got into this altogether, because it was all happenstance. I hadn't planned on having Dave's decals. I planned on having Dave's models, and that was it. And it became Dave's decals and models. But now it's predominantly Dave's decals and maybe when I have time, models. And, but because right now I'm working on the Randy Pepperock. I don't know if you know those guys.
Yes.
Yeah, downtown Decal, right?
He puts some of my decals in his kits. I'm building this one right here right now. He sent me this kit, and it's pretty neat. It's the Atomic Cafe. Now his kit that he sells has got the stuff that he puts in it, but I've made my own because, you know, that would be kind of foolish for me not to. So, and I have that available to the people who are interested in want something decals other than the paper. But, and you just asking Ed about things on the back burners. There's things that I've got, a few little things I'm working on going on. Like I said, I've got the weathering powders that I do for, you know, if you want to do the weathering, you know, because Ed stuff's great. But if you want to do the other, you know, other weathering, the dirt and the grime with the blacks and things like that, I've got those, and I'm working on vacuum forming to do awnings and canopies. I'm still trying to iron a lot of bugs out of that. I don't know how that was going to come along. It's been a bit of a pain in the butt, and a few other little projects I've got coming up. I also sell some lights, and I sell the weathering powders, and I sell the decals, and I've got boxes and newspapers, and I've got the you know, all the pictures. I can show you all a little bit later here on those.
Okay. So Ed, on your end, you do you see you two guys competing for the same? Because it's a little hobbyist, you know, it's model railroading, and there's only so many dollars that can go around. I hate to pit you guys against each other, but
I don't really.
do you think you're?
I feel like I've
You're
known.
going down.
No, Bill, we feel more of a niche in the hobby. Weathering's not for everybody. I would say as a percentage, it might make up 20% of the model railroad community at best.
Mhm.
And of that 20%, we probably be lucky to capture half of them. You know, the traditional methods work. They've always worked. They look great. The guys that know how to do it are experts. The weathering shop, that's a good example. Get on rustbucket.com and check out some of their stuff. But, you know, with the fast-paced world and everything, there's never enough time. And if you have a lot of equipment and you want a good end result, this might be something to consider if you're a first-timer.
Mhm.
It's
Just to
pretty
get-
forgiving, you know.
Right, just to get your feet wet, more or less.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I've had people ask me about the rust runs and things like that Ed does. And at the time, I didn't know who was doing them. I knew someone was doing them. I said, listen, there's somebody out there doing that already, and that's just something else I don't need to fool with. I've got enough to fool with.
Mhm.
So, and I think I said, try Weathering Solutions. I didn't even know Ed at the time. I'm like, try Weathering Solutions. I think they got them. I hate sending people's money away, but you know, why try to get too many irons? I got enough irons in the fire.
Yeah, but I think that works. I think that's two-way street there, Dave. I mean, I think that once you do that, people kind of like say that. I know for a fact that if I go, there's like, I won't mention the hobby shop, but you go into it and you sit and you try to talk to them, and they don't give you a lick of information. And you go to another hobby shop that's out of state, and the guy gives me, I buy a $10 item, and he gives me $3,000 worth of information. Well, what do you think I'm going to go and buy that $400 engine from?
Yeah.
You know, so I think it comes back, you know, and if you say, hey, you know, this guy at Weathering Solutions or Dave's Decals or, you know, Highways and Byways, they do that road stripe. I think that would be your best solution, you know. And once people hear that, everybody's like, oh, this guy's not after the $90, you know, which it is. It puts food on the table, and no doubt about it, pays what we got to pay for. I know Bob Lacey, you know, his pine trees that he makes and all the trees that he makes, which are excellent. I have them on my layout. You know, he uses this money that he makes to supply for his own layout, which he has a pretty extensive layout. So, you know, to each his own, you know, and stuff like that. So.
And for me, this is a job. This is what I do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't do anything else. This is all I do. So
that's the kind of job you, what's the favorite, let me ask both of you guys in this hobby, what's your favorite part of doing what you do? What is that? What is your favorite part?
Oh, you know,
Who
go
first?
ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. I would have to say the customer interaction.
Okay.
I like meeting the different people that are in the hobby, and you know, all the different levels of experience, and sharing ideas and giving advice, you know, helping them.
Oh, I met a ton of great people I would have never met otherwise, because I don't get a chance to do a lot of shows. I haven't done really any shows because it's just not so practical for me to try to take 10 of each decal when you got 450 different decals. and you end up trying to take 4,500 decals somewhere, and then that's just a lot of stock to have sitting around, you know, and you can't guarantee that you're going to sell all of that. So it's just, then you're sitting there going, man, that's a lot of stuff that I sit there with, you know. So I don't really do that, and I'm kind of trying to come up with different ways where I can do it and make it practical for me and the end consumer. But yeah, meeting people and talking to people and having people call you up and learning about their different experiences and the things that they know and the things that they've done. It's just, that's the best part right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, you knew the question. If I set that question up, you know the second part of this question is, what's the least likeliest thing you do that way?
The least likeliest thing. People that don't realize it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Kentucky when they call.
I need that decal 15 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've never known. I never would have guessed 2 or 3 years ago, before I was doing this, I think it's about 3 years now, that there could have been a decal emergency. But apparently there have been decal emergencies. I've had people call me and they're like, listen, I need these decals. I need them like right now. We've got a show coming up, or we've got this coming up, or open house. I've got to have these things. Can you get them to, I'm like, how soon do you need them? Like, now. I need them now. You know, and it's like, well, I can't do them now, but I can get them, you know, as quickly as I can. And I've gotten up early in the morning and started working on sets and got them out in the mail that afternoon.
Ed?
I think Dave can relate to this. I would say software glitches, trying to merge different files together and, you know, coming up with the thing that works, you know.
Oh yeah, that and
just technical glitches.
When people send you stuff to do, and you try, there's a communication gap there, that when you do graphics, not everybody's going to speak a graphic language. And so when I say, listen, if you got something in like a 600 or 1200 DPI, that's going to work great. And if you could give it to me in a TIFF or a PNG, that'll be better, or a PDF file. And they send you like a little tiny image that's like 1 by 1 inch, and it's 72 DPI in an email, and you blow it up, and it's like this big pixelated thing. It's like, I can't do nothing with this. You know, it's like nothing.
So let me ask you guys a question. What would be, if you're doing custom decals, what would be your advice to the public that's out here, that the community that's watching us now, if they decided they wanted, what should they?
Know what you want when you call.
Okay.
You know what you want when you call, because you know, it takes time to kind of decipher that stuff. And if you've got ready-made art, that's going to save you a ton of time and a ton of money. Right. Because when you know, I don't know. I think Ed's got a graphic design. I don't know if is that, am I correct there? I'm not sure. You don't do the graphic design work. You have someone else.
Not personally, no. Yeah,
I'm the flunky through the CEO. You know, I'm the janitor and the CEO at my place. Okay. And mostly janitor. But you know, when I sit down to do the graphics, and people say, you can send me ready-made graphics, it saves you a lot of time, a lot of money, because all I have to do is maybe jack it around a little bit, change a few things, and correct the spacing on it. Because if anybody see my sets, you know I don't like to waste a lot of sets. I don't like a lot of white area. I like it tight, so you get your money's worth. Right. You know, there's not a lot of empty space on my sets.
Right. Amen.
And you know, you see those guys, and you see some people that put sets out there, and there's like a mile between images, and you got all this white. It's like, what am I going to do with all this white? Yeah. You know, you got to put another decal there. Right. And so I know that you know people ain't rolling in the dough. I know I'm not, and so you want to get your money's worth. Sure. But you know, but if you send in graphics, make sure they're good, clear, big graphics, and you know, as straight on as possible, so you got a whole lot less of a correction of perspective and things along those lines. Like if you got a picture that's sitting at an angle, I can straighten it up and make it look like it's flat. But the less I've got to straighten it up, the better results I'm going to get on the inside.
Ed, what are some of the you have photos of some of the work that people have done that you could show us? What do you do?
Yeah, I sure do. Here, let me bring something up here.
Gonna give him flashbacks.
It's an inside joke, guys out there that are watching this. We had a little technical difficulty getting this stuff.
I'll start twitching here in a minute.
You guys able to see this?
we
You got
see the whole
I got
bunch
your
of
folder
pictures
pulled
there.
up. Yeah.
From all the images.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nothing yet.
No.
Yeah. Did you already open one of them in your photo viewer, Ed?
Just the folder itself.
No. So you got to open the image in your photo viewer. Then you can share that application window.
Okay.
This window. So yeah, just right click on one of them and do like preview on it.
No pressure here.
It's not like
Yeah,
we're
right.
No, second and third, bottom of the ninth, 3 and 2 count,
Anything yet?
2 outs.
No, sir.
No, you if it's open in your photo viewer, you have to stop sharing and go back and share the photo viewer application window, like you did this folder.
Okay. We might have to get back to me here.
Okay, Dave, C&L Lines wants to know what kind of lamps are you selling? What kind of lights do you sell?
I'm selling. Can y'all see those? Right there.
Oh, okay.
I've
Yeah,
got
like the gooseneck wallets.
I got several different kinds. They're SMD LEDs. If you know what I'm talking about, they're the really, really tiny LEDs. They're not the big LEDs, so they're more in scale with an HO size building. And oh, cha-ching. And so they're more in scale with an HO size building. They'll work on O scale. Probably be a little bit too big for N scale, but they're the really, really tiny SMD LEDs. LED lights. I've got several kinds on my site. I've got more that I'm going to do if I ever get time to fool with them. It's just, it's sometimes some days there's not enough of me, then some days there's too many of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Your good friend Mark Turner. You know Mark Turner?
Do I owe him money?
No, he says that you like the tape measure. Dave likes to read tape measures.
Oh, that's another inside joke right there.
Okay, all right. Mark Turner, surface mounted.
I have people message me all the time. It's like, do you want inches? I'm fluent in inches or millimeters. I don't care. Whatever you want to tell me in inches or millimeters, fine with me. I think millimeters are actually a lot easier and a lot more exact, but most people don't. But there's some people out there that have a little bit of difficulty with the tape measure, and I've had to walk them through tapes and micrometers and things along those lines. And it makes life a lot easier if I have exact measurements. If you say I want something, I want it about that long, that doesn't tell me how far that long is. I need 3 inches and 7/8 or 3 and 11 seconds, whatever.
Right, I hear you. Here we go. And Mark Donovan wants to know if those lights will they work for street lights?
I have some street lights. I don't have many right now. I've only got, I don't even know if I have them listed because I've got so few right now.
Right.
But I don't know, they're put away. Hold on. Well, no, he's got his share pictures up right now.
Okay, so you get your share pictures.
They're going to be on I got a few of them on my share pictures that you can see.
All right, so we'll go to those right after we do
They are on the 10% off thing. So
the lights are on the 10%?
Yeah.
Oh, hear that, guys? 10% on the lights.
I almost took them off of there, but I'm like, yeah, I'll leave them.
Nah, be generous. You only live once. There you go.
You lost your share.
Oh, it was working finally? Okay.
Yeah, it was.
We'll get it
Yeah,
back.
it was up there.
Well, dadgummit. Okay.
I need to get me a big banner like that behind it. Maybe a T-shirt too.
Yeah, I didn't think it was working.
Uh-oh.
He's gone. We lost him. Ed's gone.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Al Moore Jr. says after he had a shipping problem, he called Dave, and he can say what a great guy and a great conversation.
I might have been drinking at the time. That's a joke. I don't drink. That was great. I had a great time talking to Al. He was a great guy. Like talking to him. Yeah, had a little glitch with his address, and it came back to me because he won last month, and I got his stuff back, and it's like going, address doesn't exist. And I looked at it, and Al called me up, and he had trouble because he didn't get my email for whatever reason that I sent out, and
Ed's back.
and it's like, well, yeah,
Sorry, guys.
there. Welcome back, Ed.
Thank you.
Missed you while you were gone. Talked about you too. But no, we had a little trouble with Al's address, and we got that straightened out, and that was great. And I'm glad he got his stuff, and I hope he got his stuff. I guess he did.
Ed, while you're trying to work that out, we're going to go with the splash pages of the giveaways, so you can continue to work on that.
Perfect, Bill. Thank you.
You got it, my friend. And don't sweat the small stuff, man. That's why they put erasers at the end of pencils. Well, as you can see, I don't have an eraser at the end of this pencil, but I just crumple it and throw it away. So don't worry about it. We'll get it. We'll get it. All right, here we go. And now tonight's giveaways from our good friend who's on the show with us, Weathering Solution. Weathering Solutions giving away his decals of the rust and graffiti stuff. If you win that, you get a choice. I'll email you. I will give the email to Ed, and he will in turn be able to get it out to you, and you can discuss that. But weathering decals from it's the evolution of prototype modeling using weathering decals. And from Weathering Solutions, they're gonna a whole sheet of rust spots and everything. It's really good, and graffiti. So that's what we'll be giving away as well tonight. And the second one is it's coming up is a 4-pack of oak and pine trees in HO and N scale from our good friend Bob Lacey from Long Shadow Model Trees. I apologize for that. And you can check out his website at longshadowmodeltrees.com, where he has a plethora of trees, all types of trees for anything that you need in regards to doing for your model and an HO scale. And he'll be giving away a 4-pack.
Is that your new big word for the week, Bill?
Yeah, that's just the word I learned after I learned delicatessen and pharmacy. Those are the two big words. And, delicatessen and pharmacy. And from our good friend from Central Valley Model Works, we have the 150-foot scale HO or N truss bridge that will be given away from our good friends at Central Valley Model Works. You can check their website out at www.cvmw.com, where they have a host of other bridges, double railroad bridges, double track bridges. They have a whole bunch of stuff on there. So check them out. And the other one is from our good friend John Howard. He's the Highways and Byways. He does the road striping kit. We highlighted him and on last month's show when we had Gino Sharp on and talking about his Rail Talks new show. We had an opportunity to see some of these decals that were applied on Gino's layout. Very durable, very wearable, very good to put down. And they take to weathering very nice. So you can check him out at highwaysandbyways.com. Oh, no clapping. There you go. That's the Brooklyn in me. That's the, hey, what's up? How you doing? What's up? Joey, Frankie Rice Balls. How you doing? Dave Decals. Dave is giving away 2 sheets of decal stuff. Your choice of 2 sheets. If you win this, you check out Dave's website at www.daveart.net. And also just to be aware of that, Dave is giving an extra 10% off on his collection, except for the weathering powders and the modelers. But the lights are included. The weathering powders and the models, the 10% is not on those. But everything else that that Dave has is 10% off. The code for that is 17 live, 17 the number LIVE live, and it's from tonight, March 18th to the 25th, midnight of the 25th next week. That code is in effect, and the 10% discount. Even if you win the 2 sheets and you want to purchase additional stuff, 10% is given to you as well as to everybody out in the community watching. So that, and also please stay tuned after we do the giveaways. After we do the giveaways, we're gonna have a special giveaway. We're gonna reset the computer. We're gonna put a new hamster in the wheel that turns out the code, and we're gonna get ready to do a special giveaway in honor of tonight's merchant review that we have with these guys. Also, please be aware, please, if you could, to go to these guys' websites, each and every one of these vendors, and basically, check out their stuff. And they're pretty reasonable priced, and they got good stuff. Like I said, Dave has done some custom work for me. I called him up, and he did some work for the Brooklyn Lollipop Factory, and they run on they were great decals, and they work just as good. So he does custom work as well, and he's got good product. And Ed, here's some of his pictures that he's sharing.
No. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Now
We all done with the
yeah,
spot?
we're all done with the thing. Just remember, guys out there, to stay tuned after the giveaways. The regular giveaways are done. We have a special giveaway that we're doing. A special giveaway. Couple of gifts that we got. I think you guys are gonna like. You're on, Ed. Show us what you got done here. What are we looking at?
Bill, what we're looking at here is an N-scale auto rack. This has got a rather famous tagger, if you will, goes by Ichabod, ICH, you might see. We've got the graffiti decal here on the end, and we've got some scribbles that we sell. We've got the auto rack roof rust, which sometimes will drip over the sides there, as you see. These side panels are actually painted with airbrush and some oil paints from a brush. But
Now
the roof effects and the graffitis, some decals that we produce.
So on that Ichabod, that decal, you actually you put holes through it as well to make it look as though.
Yeah, a little magnifying glass and a straight pin.
Yeah, there you go. Now these are all decals.
Correct. Now everything you're seeing on the side here, that's actually been brush painted on. Powders, chalks, and acrylics and that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the rooftop, and that's obviously in scale too. Here we have an HO scale BN hopper. This is using selections from our 2 best sellers, Rust Spots and Rust Scratches. And I'll show you some of those here in a second. But
not to interrupt you, but I just saw a video.
No, go ahead.
I just saw a video on this on Trainmaster TV, and the guy did the exact same thing. And I'm sure that this took less time. And I'm not taking away from his artistic ability nor anybody else's ability to do this. Like you said earlier, if the time constraint, that we live in a busy, fast-paced world, and we just sometimes just want to play with trains. But this is a great solution. This looks great. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, these models aren't getting any cheaper. The more detailed they get, they seem to go up in price. And I personally, I've ruined a few models, in my teenage years, and I stopped weathering. Period. After that, just made me kind of sick. But these vertical streaks here, it takes a steady hand, as you guys probably know, to get that right and not have the swoosh, that makes it obvious it was done by hand.
Right.
Here's some more in scale we've done. I'll highlight this product, but these exterior braced older reefers from the mid 70s, they go back and repair them with these patches. And that's one of our latest products we've come up with, is the reefer rust and repair.
Nice.
I'll show you some prototype shots. These are obviously the models, but jump forward here a little bit. Prototype.
Yeah.
Roof rust.
Yep.
This this reefer unit here, we tried to cover pretty extensively with all the patterns you see. It's a thinner gauge metal than, you know, a centrifugal hopper or whatever, and the surface, once it starts to fail, it goes rather quick, and then it results in them having to rivet in these patchwork here
Mm-hmm.
and that.
Have you ever? Have you? I'm just looking at the graffiti. Has anybody who's especially has any of the graffiti artists ever seen your work and said, "Hey, wait a minute, dude, that's my
tag?
graffiti, bro.
Right.
You're stealing my tag, bro."
They do, but whenever I introduce myself, they reluctantly don't want to give me a name. I don't know. But
Yeah.
no, we've sold a lot at shows to guys that know that tagger. Mecro would be to us in Denver, one of his supposed friends, you know, and of course they keep a pretty low profile.
Yes, I do know that.
It's usually not condoned in the industry.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Tell you a quick story. Back in the New York City Transit Authority was plagued with graffiti, and for some reason, somebody in the hierarchy thought it would be a good idea to make a complete 8-car white train. And what they did was they would park it every night in a fenced-in area that they purposely built. They built the fence, the thing, to say to the graffiti artist, "Here it is, try to get it." So they had security, cameras, the whole 9 yards. They set it out there. 3 weeks, nobody touched it. The 4th week, they came out. 3 cars were totally bombed. They just did the whole 3 cars. So
it's fascinating to us. It's another form of weathering. You know, as the older the car gets, the more vandals get a hold of it and, you know, leave their mark or their artwork or whatever they want to refer to it as. But
yeah, this
you
is
know,
some pretty good stuff. This is interesting stuff. And how much
this here,
how much are your sheets? Is it average? What's your average cost?
we have 2 prices, Bill, and it's direct from our website. $6.99 plus shipping would be the low end, and nothing more than $11.99.
It's very
We do
reasonable.
some white ink printing for the opacity on a lot of our graffiti and our white streaks, and that's pretty expensive. Dave and I chatted about that the other day for a good hour, and it's a slow process, but if it's transparent and it's full sheet, it's you know, our rust and our residues, and it does not contain white, it's $6.99, and the sheets are 8.5 by 5.5, and we try, like Dave does, to you know, not leave a whole lot of space to waste. You know,
Right.
make sure you get your money's worth. But our rust in that, we size it. We don't call it scale because there's really nothing to base the scale off of. It's all incidental, you know, due to damage and exposure to the elements in that. So our medium product here works great on HO. It also works just as well on O scale, and we sized it down 50% for the smaller sizes to appeal to the N scale crowd.
Right. Ralph Renzetti wants to know, he saw your photo go by of the floor polish. He wants to know, what do you use the floor polish for?
That's a great question, and it's mentioned in our instructions, which come on the back side of our insert with every sheet we sell. Future Pledge with Future Shine is if you Google it, you'll be amazed. It's kind of well known, but it's sort of a secret for the modeling. If you apply it through an airbrush, it actually is a one heck of a gloss coat.
Yeah,
and
true.
we recommend, before using our decals, they have a little bit of a sheen to them. As our instructions say, once you get your base traditional weathering methods out of the way with, you know, like Dave's powders, for instance, you seal that using that Future, or that Pledge rather, with Future Shine, and let it dry overnight. And now your model is shiny. Apply the decals. Once you apply your Solvaset and let all that dry, we recommend gloss coating it again. And that can either be a rattle can aerosol, or it could be a gloss coat shot through an airbrush, or in this case, Pledge with Future Shine applied full strength.
Right. Log and Logos, JD, our editor-in-chief of the e-magazine, is saying in the July 2016 and January 2017 issues, we had a thing on the exact thing of rust. And that would be, you know, if you guys wanted to go back and look and check it out in the e-magazine, which is free, by the way.
Yeah, excellent resource.
Yes.
If all the
Yeah.
if all the magazines would do a theme like that, they would all be killing each other to get readership.
Yeah, there you go. So, Dave,
Amazing product.
So Bill,
yes, Dave, in regards to yours, have you got anything that we could see of yours so that we could
yeah, real quick on that future, that goes back about 30 years. I used to do like modeling for military modeling and things along those lines, and they used it on canopies of aircraft.
right,
Year-
yes.
That goes back a long, but it wasn't well known. It was like you had to like be in some sort of secret handshake club to learn to know about it a long time ago.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
before
good
you
stuff.
start. Yeah, just before you start, the professor says, weathering covers a multitude of sins for cheap and badly detailed cars, but lifts a well-done car that much higher. So true. So very true.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot in weathering where you can do too much and you can do too little. And sometimes I do when I build my buildings, I do a lot of wrong side of the track, grungy, sort of what Bill would be familiar with, the late 70s, early 80s New York grunge that you get along in there in Chicago, like Wacker Drive and places. So, you know, it was greedy.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Really?
I like that era because it just sort of looks worn. But
Yes.
I'll go ahead and pull my share screen up here to let's see if I can do this too. All right, there we go. This here is some of my graffiti. This is actually graffiti that I make, you know, and this is actually a hodgepodge of about 6 or 7 different decal sheets, and also with some I use some perma markers and just do some of my own crap in there and things.
Beautiful.
This is one of the sheets that I do for the old. I do a lot of the old ghost signs and stuff like that. I have a lot of those, and this is just one of the sheets. There's probably 60 or 70 ghost sign sheets altogether, but this is just one. And this is what it looks like when you put it on an old building and things like that.
Nice.
You want to weather it down. This one is actually clear, and I didn't even paint underneath of it or anything. I just slapped it straight on top of that sort of beige color that I did with the stucco. And it's the seafood set that I do that some people use. Those are the 2100s. Some gas and oil sets. I'm skipping over a lot. There's 400 something sets here. We're not going to go through 400 sets. We're going to go through about half a dozen. There's another one of the advertising sets. Here's some of the graffiti that I do. I haven't really looked at Ed's graffiti. I don't know if any of our stuff overlaps, but you know, graffiti's out there. It's sort of, I kind of think of it as public domain. You know, it's not copyrighted, and they really can't say it's there because they're not going to come forward and say it belongs to them. So, but a lot of the graffiti that I do also, this is an N-scale set right here. And all it is 2 HO scale sets put side by side and sized down to N-scale size. So this sheet, an HO set like this one is going to be like, going to be around 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. This one's going to be 4 1/4 by 2.5 inches in size. And the thing you remember on these N scales is they work great on HO also. You don't need to worry about those, you know, don't get out of that whole concept of HO versus N, because, you know, those decals, my decals especially, because I make some of them larger, are interchangeable from model to model. This is one of the sets that I do, that I do a hodgepodge. I do a collage of them. These are about 1.5 inches wide by 4 inches wide, and they'll do a pretty good spot on a side. As a matter of fact, I've got this one right here, this middle one, and I'll show you how I've done it with clear. I'll take it, and you know, because this is, you know, it's adult, so it's censored out. But the one you buy is not. I actually kind of like the one with the red censor on. I may add that, leave that on there on a different set. But just cut it out. This is on clear. Just cut it out, and then you take a pencil and sort of trace around and give you an idea of where it's going to go, and then just sort of haphazardly paint the backside of it white. I mean, the sloppier you are, actually, the better it's going to look, in my opinion. And there's what your decal looks like when it comes off, and they're pretty tough. They're not going to rip and tear on you like you know, I know we've all had that experience of a decal. You put it on there, it becomes a jigsaw puzzle to put it back together. These don't do that. And then once you put it down and throw some Solvaset on it, I use my Solvaset straight out of the bottle. I don't cut it. I don't water it down. I don't use anything along those lines. It's straight out of the bottle, straight Solvaset. And then I just roll everything down with my thumb, press it down into all the grooves and stuff, and make it look like it's on there. And there's another set that I've done. And there's another one. This is the Atomic Cafe. If anybody's seen the Atomic Cafe, but matter of fact, I got a couple pictures coming up. This is the set that the cafe itself that I built only has most of these decals on it, but there's a lot of other decals on it aside from that one. That's that building right here. And
oh, very nice.
And you know, if you look at the Coke, you can see the brick texture there because you can actually get it to conform down to the brick. That's not a problem at all. And there's the other side right there, just a lot of little, you know, 70s, 80s punk rock club. This is all lit up and lights up and shine and things.
A question for you, Dave. To get it to seep down into the brick, is there anything special you have to do other than apply the Solvaset?
I roll it with my. I actually have a video on that. I roll it with my thumb.
Oh, okay.
To get it down there, I got a big old fat thumb, so I'll just roll it and keep pressing it down in there. That squeezes the air and the water out from underneath of it, and that way it'll conform to the brick. And
very convincing.
This is a new one that I've got out that I just put out. This is a bait and tackle shop set right here. Then there's another one that's just a bunch of danger signs. These here I print in a glacis printing that is basically a water-based. I don't like doing water-based printing, but this is one of those situations where I have to. And it's a glacis print is what it is. And that allows me to print it really, really small and still have all of this text legible, even if it's really, really small. Where you'd probably have to get a, and this is an N-scale set. If you'd probably get a magnifying glass to read it, but you know, I know I would. This is an N-scale set right here. And then, like, again, it's just 4 HOs that have been sized down to put on one sheet, and it works. And like I say, they work on HOs also. This is another N-scale set right here, and this is the whistle. This is an example of what I'm talking about. This is actually an N-scale set, and this is a whistle stop cafe set that I've got in HO, sized down to N, but it works great on an HO size building. And that's what this is. This is an HO scale building, but it's got N-scale decals on it. Because it just happens to be, this is another downtown deco. This is the First Timers Bar, I believe, is what this one is. And so I did that, and I used the N-scale decals for it. And there's the Cooters. Randy sells the Cooters also. He sells that one in several scales, and I've got those sets. And there they are. Sir.
No, that absolutely look good. I have the one-time bar, and I wish I would have. I love that paint blue and white paint scheme. I think that's I like all the stuff that Randy does. Peppergunk. I think he does some really good Art Deco, and now with these enhanced decals, or as our friends in Canada say, decals.
That's right.
Yeah. Now these neither one of these two in this picture here are done, so you can see that they're not haven't been rolled down. Because I'll go back after it's even dried. I'll put Solvaset on it again, and I'll roll it down in there some more until I'm happy with it.
Right.
These are some newspapers that I've been making, and people have been liking those. They're printed on a really, really thin vellum. They're a real nightmare and a pain to print. And I've almost kind of at one time taught myself out of doing it, but I've kind of gone with a way of making it a little easier to print them, but not much easier. But they print out real good, and they look pretty good in a diorama. And this is the size they are when you cut them all out. There's a penny, and so that's the size they're going to be. And you can read that USA Today and Sun and all of that. You can actually read those.
Dave, do you have one from January 21st of this year? The front page.
I could probably get you one. I know what day that is. As you can see here, you get them down here and put them in your dumpsters and things like that, and lay them around. And this
that's sweet, man. That looks like it's got
a piece of cobweb or something on it there.
Yeah, the vellum would make a really nice texture for those papers.
Yeah, it does, because it's so fine, it's so thin, it folds easily, and you just crinkle it. What I'll do before I do them is same thing. I use that same paper. I've got a video. If you go to my YouTube channel, where I do tarps. I use that same paper for tarps. It's the paper I use to put between decals. When you order decals, it's the paper I use. And I'm like, I've got to find a use for this stuff, because instead of just, putting it between decals, because it's good stuff. So I started using it on tarps, and I'm like, I wonder if I could print it. So I tried printing it one day, and I had a few, spent about 8 hours cleaning one of the rollers off where it rolled around. That's taking the whole printer apart. But like I said,
I used to draw on that stuff years and years ago before computers.
It's not actually a vellum. It's actually kind of thinner than a vellum. It's almost it's thinner than a tissue paper. You know, tissue paper is so weak, and it doesn't have as much. You know, it rips easy. This stuff doesn't rip quite that easy. It's pretty. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you call it. I like it though.
Mm-hmm.
And these some boxes that I make. These you can get these here in sets for like you know, washer and dryers. These are gonna be a 1/4 inch wide and a 1/2 inch tall, which would come out to about the right size for a washer and dryer box in scale. And there's some more boxes there that I do.
Now, does the 10% apply to these as well?
Yeah, those are on the detail
Oh,
parts.
man,
The
it's
boxes.
getting better and better.
Yeah, these are the only thing is, I think it is. If it's not, just contact me and we'll figure something out. But I think it is.
We'll talk turkey.
I think I can't remember what section there is because I can't like pick individual products and stuff like that. I can, but it takes forever. So I just do sections like you know, and stuff. But I don't think those are in there. They may be in that section with the powders, but if they're not, you know, we'll figure something out. We'll do something.
And tell us a little bit about your powders. Tell us a little bit about your powders.
Coming up. That's coming up. It's a couple 3 pictures away.
Oh, 3 pictures
This is
away.
some new acetate windows I'm doing for stained glass.
Okay.
Oh,
This is
Oh, wow.
this is printed acetate that I'm printing, and this is an HO scale building here. This is just a sheet that's stuck behind there, and I've got like 2 sheets right now. One of them's got like this design on it and this design on it. And then I also have this sheet which has got this design, and this design on it. And they just stuck back there right now. So, but they look kind of cool. You know, if you want to do a church or you want to do an old Victorian home or you want to just whatever you want to put stained glass in, especially these old buildings with these top windows right along in here. A lot of those were stained glass. I got a couple.
yeah, the transom lights look beautiful.
Yeah, cause a lot of those old transoms and skylights like that were stained glass. So I've got some buildings I'm working on right now that I'm going to put those in there on that. And there's like I say, on the in scale, these are all in. This is an HO scale building, but these are in scale decals that are on here. And this is a HO scale building, but you can see you get some really big decals too and put on here. This one here would have been a custom order because it's real big. I mean, it's like a 6x11, I believe is what size that is. That's all. This here is all one decal from here down to here, all the way over. That's all one decal.
Wow.
And so
Very nice.
And is it a pain to put on? Yes, it is.
I bet.
And here's another. This is Vinny's vinyl and stuff. This one's in Austria now. And here's another one I've done. It's got a whole side on it. You know how they're doing a lot of these modern buildings now with the vinyl wraps on the side and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do this building like here's the old part of the building that would be against the back wall or the alley or whatever. Then they've come and they've wrapped the sides of it.
Very nice.
Hey, there's Wonder Woman. There's a Wonder Woman building. Here you can see how you can get the texture just by pushing by pushing it in. It looks like it's painted on.
Dave, do you ever use Solvaset below your decals? You know, put it on the model first.
Sometimes it just kind of depends on how it's looking for me. Every once in a while, like if I mainly will do it if I'm rolling it with my thumb and my thumb gets a little dry and I'll kind of start pulling the decal up. Then I'll put Solvaset underneath of it and push it all back down. And things, but you know, I don't put a lot of science into it. It's like, yeah, it looks good. You know,
that looks great.
And there's
That absolutely does.
There's another one that I've done. That's some sets that I've got there too. All these are mine, obviously, but you know, and there's some, you know, Bansky, if you know him, Banksy, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Bansky, yeah.
Some of his work there. And here's some. This is a set that I've got out. Tops Liquor is a set, and it's got like you can do a modern mid-century building on it or a modern one because it's got the decals on it for both. So at one building you'll do a modern or a mid-century. And there's another one. This is, I don't know if you remember, I did a video on this one, Mammal's Garden, of how to do a clear decal on a dark surface, and that's what this one is right here. And you can see, you can get in there, and it looks like it's painted on the building.
Very nice.
Don't matter how close you get it. It doesn't ever look decal. So, you know.
Wow.
So I got a video on this one on how to do this. It's actually a clear decal, and I just painted the yellow underneath of it on the bottom side. And this is another one I'm working on right now. It's not done. It's just something I'm just sort of another 60s or 70s, 80s rundown. This one's actually this one right here, before you can see it, it's not burnt out yet, but it's burnt out now. right there. I burnt it out, and those are my powders that I use to put on it to burn it all out, and then cut the windows and make them look like it's been, you know, in bad shape. And there's another one's a lot of bigger decals on it also that are set up. I'm sorry. And
No,
okay, I got you. And this one, like I said, is not done yet. It's just another one that I've sort of put in a bad neighborhood with an art gallery and stuff that's still functioning, but the building next door has been.
That's where I live, right next door.
Like next door there.
On the second floor there. Yeah, that's
Second
my
floor
house.
here, it's all boarded up. Climb up the ladder and kick the window.
No, the one next door.
Oh, here, yeah, that'll work. You can live
That's
there.
me up there.
And there's a tarp. This is the tarp I'm talking about doing with that same paper. That's the paper.
Oh, look at that.
That's
Oh,
nice.
wow.
When you buy the decals, that paper comes with it. All this is this paper. Just take it, put it, soak it, paint. I paint it blue, which is blue paint or green or whatever color tarp you want to make. You can just do it, and then I'll draw some lines on it to make it look like seams, and draw lines around the edge to make it look like a seam. After I cut it out square, I've got a video on how to do these tarps also.
Dave, I have a question for you from CX Railline. He says, if you were not able to use your thumb, could you use a mini sponge roller?
Maybe, possibly. I never have done that. I mean, you could use any one of your fingers, I guess, would work. I just happen to use my thumb. I would think that you might be able to use a sponge like that, but I don't know if you can get them. Wouldn't know if you'd be able to get the same quality of pressure.
Yeah, I'd be afraid that would soak up the solvaset.
It's a possibility that it would soak up the solvaset. But like I said, I use my thumb to roll it and to force that water and that air out from underneath of it and get it down there. Right. And it's a tried practice and stuff like that, because when you start doing it, you'll start rolling your thumb and you'll start pulling the decal up with it. But you know, spit's one of my friends. I'll just lick my thumb and start at it again. And,
okay.
You know, it's a great tool. Now I got English supply, sir.
No problem. What I'd like to do is continue with this with you guys, but I want to open up the airwaves. I want to do the powders next. I'd like to open up the contest box and the giveaway section. Let's just do the one more time around of what we're giving away tonight. So if you can put that up on the old TV screen. Okay, the first one we're giving away is Weathering Solutions, their whole line of rusted decals and graffiti and stuff, as you just saw on his that Ed just shared with us, that does some really great stuff and not that bad. A good price. So very good, very good. So that will be one prize that we'll be giving away. And
Billy,
yeah, go ahead.
They get 3 of any product we have, regardless of price. 3 separate items.
3 sheets.
3 sheets shipped to them.
3 sheets shipped to them. There you go. You heard it right from the gentleman right there. He's right there. Owner, operator, the big Kahana, the big cheese. The buck stops with Ed. Right there. You heard it. We also are giving away from Long Shadow Model Trees 4-pack of HO or N scale oak or and pine trees. Your what do you call it? Your choice. And Long Shadow Model Trees has been with us for a while, so check him out at longshadowmodeltrees.com. And the next one we'll be giving away is our favorite from Central Valley Model Works, the 150-foot truss bridge scale, HO or N, and we'll be giving that away as well. And that's the punch plate bridge, and you can go check out their website at www.cvmw.com. And this is the bridge we'll be giving away, the most prized prize that we give away so far. And the fourth one is from our good friend John Howard of Highways and Byways. He'll be giving away the road striping kit that has been featured on Gino Sharp's layout and showed that he is it's a very durable, great stuff. So check them out at highwaysandbyways.com. And for this road striping kit that you'll be getting. And finally is Dave's Decals. He'll be giving away 2 sheets, any one from his collection that you can look, and some of the stuff that you've been seeing so far, really good stuff. So he'll be giving that away, and you can check out his stuff at www.daveart.net. And for tonight, from March 18th to the 25th, midnight of the 25th, he'll be giving a 10% discount to all the viewers out there who order anything from him. And the code for that is 17LIVE, L-I-V-E. And that's 10% from tonight until the 25th of March, midnight. Also, you notice that we haven't mentioned our other favorite person in our giveaway, Strikeforce Hobby. And that's because that's what we're saving for the end, along with the a new giveaway that's coming. But just a shout out to Strikeforce Hobbies for being a part of this YouTube Model Builders Live endeavor that we've done. They've been very generous to us, and we want you guys to stay tuned after the regular giveaways are done, because we're going to give a special giveaway. We have 3 special giveaways we're going to give, so it would behoove you. There's another big word, Barry.
Yeah.
I just went in the dictionary to look it up. It would behoove you to stick around, because we're gonna give away these giveaways, and then we're gonna recalibrate it, and we're gonna give out the code, and then you guys have a second chance to win these 3 giveaways, to which we're gonna show you what they are. So do we have a code for them? Oh, you
yes,
take over.
We do.
You take over from this point. Yeah.
The giveaway is now active, and the password for the giveaway is IRL, all uppercase.
I think it's T, isn't it T?
So it's
IRT?
IRT, I'm sorry. You're right. Now it's my turn to screw up.
Right.
It's IRT.
Interborough Rapid Transit.
Interborough Rapid Transit. So it's IRT, all uppercase. The giveaways are now active, so go sign up on the giveaway page, and you'll be able to go put all your information in. So if you go to YouTubeModelBuilders.com and hover over the YouTube Model Builders Live logo, at the very bottom of the little menu, you will see the live show giveaway entry form. You just go in there, select your scale, and put in the IRT code, and then fill out your information, and you'll be entered into our giveaway.
Just so that you guys know that the guys who are IT guys here have devised a plan that if you put in a double your email address, what happens is, I don't know how they did this, but it shoots this bullet through the system, and it literally fries your computer. So just a heads up. I don't know how. One guy we haven't heard from in a while, I think his whole computer went down, something, I don't know, but yeah. So, you know, don't put a double email in and try to score all the thing, because obviously if you do, and I got to send everything to one address, you know, that's not fair to everybody else. So let's everybody play nice together. Okay. So with that said, while we're all getting ready for everybody to, let's see if we have any questions up here, Michael. Yeah, there you go. Let's see, base. What do I got here? Andy Crawford and Michael. Oh, you know, I wanted to give a shout out to, just to take a minute here. If you guys ever get a chance, Ralph Renzetti. I know I said about the decals, calling him Decals. That's what he calls them. But I got to tell you, he's from up north in the Canada way, and I think he's going to be featured on the magazine. I believe on the cover, if I'm not mistaken. But this guy does some really great modeling work, and you guys should check him out, Ralph Renzetti. I hope you don't mind me giving you a big shout out there, Ralph, but you really do great work. And, you know, he's been on the Hangouts with us, and he has no problem sharing his knowledge with us and sharing it with other people and telling us. And everybody in the community is that way as well. So, but just wanted to say that because I know he's he's watching tonight. I'd like to get him on a future live show. So if you're listening, Ralph, please consider it. You know, greatly appreciated. So Dave, what's going on with these powders? This is a new product for you.
So my screen's still up?
Yes.
Okay. So the powder, like these are powders right here. These are powders that I use to do this burned out look with the the soot. And I want to think that is black iron oxide black, because these powders are all natural earth pigment powders. They're not chalks. They're not pastels. There are no fillers in them. This is the real stuff from the real ground. Now, like, well, some of it is. This is bone ash, so it's actually bone ash is what it is. They burn bone and they use it. And
What kind of bone?
I don't guess cow bone, people bone. I don't know.
People bone.
Yeah, who knows?
All right.
Ankle bone, leg bone. But yeah, it's just real bone. I'm assuming probably cattle or something from slaughterhouses.
Here we go. Now watch what's going to happen. Now we're going to get a slew of letters.
And then all, like I said, all of these are all natural earth pigments, raw sienna, iron oxide yellows, things like. I'm actually getting some little stickers made for these to go on, so it looks a little bit more professional. These little hand cut jobs, but they're not ready yet. And this is iron oxide black. This is chromium dioxide, nickel carbonate, iron oxide black, magnesium dioxide, iron chromite, and all those. These are natural powders, And so I tell people that they're pretty safe, but it's like any sort of fine particulate, you want to use caution around them and things like that, as you would with any chalks or any sort of things like that. Even baking powder, you just want to just to be on the cover of my CYA.
But these powders that you put on, are they pretty good at adhering to the model?
I haven't had no problem. They're so good at adhering that I have to scrub my hand with a brush to get them off when I fill these little containers.
Okay.
So that's how good they adhere. They adhere really, really well. I know they adhere real well to skin and clothing.
Okay.
But I've had no trouble with them at all, and I've never had anybody call me up and say, "Hey, these like with some of the chalks and some of the pastels, you'll spray them and they disappear." Never had anybody tell me that these do that.
What's now this you sell as a what is this 20 pack?
This is a 20 pack. I sell them singles. I sell 5 packs. I sell 10 packs, and I sell 20 packs. And I'm trying to figure out a way where I can do like a mix and match and cut your costs down some. Because if you buy them individually one at a time, you're obviously going to pay a higher price. If you buy 5, you're going to pay higher. If you pay 10, you're going to pay, and 20, you're going to get your best bargain on them. This set here runs $46. Some of these sets this size here run $100 and something, but this one's only $46. And they contain, a decent amount there. There's probably about a quarter ounce or so. It'll go a pretty good little ways. And then you can go back if you need to get them refilled or whatever and buy just that one particular color that you need. And like I said, I've got some more sample colors coming that I'm going to look at and test and find out how they are or not. But I think I'm really kind of getting that's kind of enough colors. But there's still a few other colors out there that are available that are still, again, not all natural. Another product that I'm looking at, this one's coming up next here. Do you have anything on the powders they want to know before we? Don't make a mistake. I heard you. He said Ralph Fazzetti wants to know if they wash off if you made a mistake. Correct?
Yes.
Don't make a mistake. Because I mean, honestly, I don't know. I've never tried washing them off, so I don't want to sit here and tell you yes they will. I've never tried washing them off. I would think that they would, especially if you're doing it on a train car that's plastic or something like that. 99% of the stuff that I do is going to be a hydrocal building, so I don't really put a lot of those underwater. And so I've never really tried to wash them. But that's a good question. I will try to find out an answer on that, if they will or not. Put something on. I got a couple of old cars around here. I can put some on and see if they come off. I would think that on a plastic car, yeah, it would be a problem. But I don't want to say definitively 100% yes. I don't know if that's a good answer or not. But.
Yeah, I also wanted to clarify something that I said earlier in regards to the e-magazine. Eddie Bauer had written an article for the July 2016, as well as the January 17 issue. Our guest Eddie from Weathering Solutions. So you guys, if you have you can go on our website at YouTubeModelBuilders.com and archive the January to July and 2016 and January 2017, where he wrote an article in regards to his products. So that would be something for you guys to check out. I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Okay. I would think on Frank's question, I think some of these lighter colors would come off no problem, but you get into some of these darker pigments, especially these blacks and these grits and these browns, you know, it may not come off too easy because those are some pretty dense colors. A little goes a long way. So if you use these things, you know, they're going to be what's the word I'm looking for? Bill's got all the big words today. There's a cornucopia of colors here today.
A cornucopia.
Frugal.
I got to look that up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get my dictionary here. I got a dictionary.
Go to dictionary.com. So be frugal with the colors and don't go, you know, nuts with them. You can use them in moderation, and because a little bit goes a long way. What I do is I flip the cap over. I use one of those speckling brushes like you use for making for doing stencils and things. And I'll put a little bit in the cap, and then I'll just brush it on the model, and then just use whatever's in the cap, and whatever's in the cap go back. And when I say a little bit, I'm talking a tiny bit. I mean, just a pinch. I'll just whatever the brush picks up is what I put in the cap.
Well, we had a question from Andrew Gilmore. It says, "Can you mix the colors with these powders?"
I see no reason why not. I've mixed them. I've used them with water. I've used them with alcohol. I've used them with linseed oil, and I use them mostly dry. But if you want to go for different kinds of effects, one of the things I put in, I have some instructions, but they're not really. I don't want to say they're instructions because, you know, if you're using weathering powders, it's sort of a hit and miss sort of thing as far as trial and error on what works for you. I can tell you how to do something, but until you actually get out there and do it, it's kind of hard to say this is how you do it. So I always recommend that people experiment first on some old throwaway car or throwaway model or throwaway piece of plastic or whatever, you know, just even plastic that a package comes in or something. Just practice on that and see how it works and see what works for you. But yeah, mixing the colors shouldn't be a problem because they are most of those are earth pigments. The others are natural pigments like the bone ash. And this next picture that I've got up right now, this is a new something I'm looking at here. This is fire baked clay that has been screened to 25, and it looks a lot like good ballast or gravel for a gravel road. And it's really dense. It's really heavy. I've got some sitting in a glass here full of water for durability. It's been sitting here all day long, and the water never even got cloudy, and it's still just as loose and movable as it could be. So it's not like a kitty litter type clay that you get if you put it in water, it breaks down and turns into mud. This is like real gravel, real grit, because it's fire baked clay that has been ground and crushed down to a 25 mesh.
Nice,
wow.
Very nice.
There's the lights you've been asking about. There's some of the lights. What's that?
He's got me JD Login Logos. Login Logos says be judicious in your use of powders.
Be judicious.
Powders. What's
Yes,
the word, man?
you want to be judicious in your use of powders.
Judicious. I'm sorry, I just got corrected by my school teacher wife. It's judicious.
Yeah,
Be
judicious.
Yes.
Thank you, JD. Appreciate that.
Yes, be frugal and judicious with your use of powders.
Frugal, man. We are getting an education tonight. I'm telling you, boys. Aren't you guys glad you tuned into YouTube Model Builders? Man, oh man. How can you? And you just thought we were just a bunch of good old boys.
Fun with words. And here's some of the lights. These are only some of them. I have more styles than just these right here. But this is some of the lights. You got like a pendant light here. You can pick up like the 1/16 brass rod from K&S and use that as whatever you want, or just hang it like that from a pendant, like in a warehouse or whatever. And then there's other ones that go on the sidewalks and look down on signs, like the one with the Atomic Cafe that goes down on its sign, and other ones that'll be like just front building signs and stuff along those lines. But I got some more, but that's the only ones I haven't had pictures of. And there's one that's lit up like that.
That looks beautiful.
You can see that from the tweezers on how big they are. They're not that big. If you know how big those tweezers are, they're not huge. And this is some of the vacuum forming that I'm testing right now. This is just a canopy that I'm working on different canopies. Because right now there's not a lot of canopies out there on the market. I mean, I think there's a couple of companies that make them that are injection molded and they're kind of thick, and some other ones that are like laser cut. That are great, but I mean, there's really nobody making any of the plastic, really thin plastic canopies that I'm aware of. So I've been kind of kicking around that idea and testing a few things with a vacuum forming machine that I've got. And I'm looking at a few other things other than canopies, like awnings and canopies for walkways. I've also thought about maybe swimming pools or something like that.
Oh, there you go.
And or you know, whatever I could vacuum for them and figure out. It's just, you know, kicking around some ideas, and I only get time to do that, a very little time to work on that. But what I do, that's what I do. And that's the last one. That's just another montage of a different bunch of different decals that I've thrown together there, and made a bigger one, and along with some other ones on top of it. And that's all. And that's all I've done for me.
Well,
Oh, that's just perfect timing because.
How many we got?
Go ahead, Bill. We're up to 35 entries right now, so
It's
been holding strong at 35.
So let's call the winners. And before you call the winners, just let me say this one thing. Well, let me say this two things, actually three things. Once these winners are called, please do not bail. Don't bail. Stick around. Call your friends up. Call your cousins up. Call your friends, whoever you want, and they want to get in on this, because we're going to give a special giveaway in regards to the merchant's review tonight. So please stay aboard, because we're going to recalibrate the giveaway computer thing, and we're going to do the special giveaway. So I want to make a disclaimer. All members of the YouTube Model Builders Core Group are not eligible for any of these prizes. I'm sorry, guys. I know. I quit. JD's banging his head off the table right this minute as we speak.
I'm giving myself some
boom, boom, boom. He's banging his head. And Andy, sorry, buddy. Sorry. No. So let's
all right.
Let's go. Who do we got? Who do we got for Weathering Solutions? Eddie Bauer's.
Let's see. Ready?
Yes.
Pick winners. Okay, so giveaway number 1 is Ralph Renzetti.
Eddie Bauer?
Congratulations,
Eddie
Ralph.
Bauer, yes. To grab this information here, and I will tuck it into.
Is it really Eddie Bauer?
Yeah, Ralph Renzetti picked 1 Weathering Solutions giveaway 1.
Oh, so it's Ralph Renzetti.
Yeah, Ralph Renzetti won.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you said Bauer.
The giveaway 1 is Weathering Solutions.
Yes. Oh, you got me nervous there. I was like, how did Ralph did Eddie get it on the? Everybody would be screaming right now. It's a fix.
All right,
my IT guy's better than yours.
Giveaway number 2, Bill, is where is he? He or she. Giveaway number 2 is Derek Beliveau. So let me copy his information here. There we go.
That's for the 4-pack trees, HO and N scale of the pine trees, correct?
All right. Yep, I believe that is our second giveaway.
And the third one is the truss bridge, 150-foot plate bridge. And that is
our third giveaway is Troy Simpson.
Troy Simpson. Congratulations, Troy.
Absolutely.
And highways and byways.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So that's giveaway number 4. That is Mark Stewart.
Mark Stewart?
Stewart, yes.
And Dave Decals, where Dave is giving away 2 sheets, and if you want, so desire, there's a 10% discount. And the code is 17 live, and that's from tonight, the 18th, until the 25th, midnight of next week. And the winner on that is
Michael Oden.
Mike Oden from. There you go. Very good. All right. So now you're going.
Chat little. I'm going to gather my emails.
Okay, you do that, and I'm gonna start talking. You guys haven't left yet, and I want to talk a little bit about. I want to thank, especially because we're going to go into this, and I'm going to announce what they are. The 3. We're going to have 3 giveaways, 3 special giveaways, and a special thank you to Strikeforce Hobbies for the guys up there, up in Canada. Strikeforce Hobbies Hobby Shop. If you guys haven't, please go to strikeforcehobbies.com. Check out their webpage. They're proud sponsors of YouTube Model Builders, and they've been with us almost a year now. And they've been generous enough to get in touch with Broadway Limited Imports, and also they're giving something away. And we have another one. So should I? Are we gonna do the screen share of what we're giving away there, John? Okay, let's do this. Let drum roll. This is what. Okay, here we go. What we've been in touch with, and thank you, Mr. Hunt, Curtis Hunt, in regards to he's been in touch with the people down at White River Production. We're giving away a free 1-year free subscription to Railroad Model Craftsman. Anybody who wins this, you'll be getting a free 12 issues. 12 issues. Enjoy your free 1-year 12 issue subscription to Railroad Model Craftsman. That will be the first giveaway that we're giving from them, from White River Productions. Thank you very much for that, and to thank Curtis Hunt for that lead and they've been so generous in doing this. And we have other giveaways from them that will be going on. And Strikeforce Hobbies, again, thank you so much, Strikeforce Hobbies, for this. In conjunction with Broadway Limited, Broadway Limited is giving away a $50 gift certificate to Broadway Limited's Import. Anybody who wins this, it will be a $50 gift certificate from Broadway Limited. They've been so kind. They worked in conjunction with Strikeforce Hobbies to get this done, and I want to thank Rue up at Strikeforce Hobbies for his diligence and his hard work in obtaining this for us. It's greatly appreciated. Also from Strikeforce Hobbies is giving away Badger Airbrush DVD as well. It's an instructional DVD, and they'll be giving that away as well. So those are our 3 giveaways. We're giving away a 12-month, 1-year subscription to Model Railroad Craftsman, a $50 gift certificate from Broadway Limited Imports, and a DVD set as well from Strikeforce Hobbies. So with that said, Barry?
All right, I'm ready. I got everything reset, so let's see. I got all the names written down and the winners and their email addresses. So
From the previous giveaway, this is
from the previous giveaway. Yeah, throw up the How to Win page. We'll give people a few minutes to, if they want to go in and, Word is IRT, all one word, folks.
Capital
IRT.
There you go. Capital IRT.
Just remember, as I am doing right now, no duplicate entries. I will find you. All caps. All caps.
Don't forget, and enter into this. Get in there. I think these are pretty cool gifts. The
50 more minutes.
Sure, $50 giveaway from Broadway Limited Imports, and the DVD from Strikeforce Hobby, and the Model Railroad Craftsman 1-year 12 free issue. 12 issues free, and free, it's for me. That's how I look at it.
Let me say something here, Bill. I mean, I noticed a few people are re-entering as duplicate addresses. So if you've already entered one time, do not re-enter. You're still in the list.
From the previous?
Yes.
Okay, so if they're in the previous, let's explain that to them, Barry.
Yes. Yeah, if you previously entered for the first giveaway, you are still in the list to be entered for the second giveaways. So do not re-enter, or else you will show up in entry, which I've got a lot in here. Now, so if you haven't entered, go ahead. If you have entered, do not re-enter.
All right, because we're recalibrating the whatchamacallit.
And everything's set. I'm just waiting to go ahead and pick the winner at this point.
Well, and let's just give it a few minutes. I just want to take this opportunity to thank
Yeah.
all our vendors who participated in this giveaways tonight. Long Shadow Trees, who was supposed to originally be with us, but personal family matters took him away, so he couldn't be with us tonight. Jeff and Heather of Central Valley Models Works, thank you so much, and John Howard from Highways and Byways. And as always, thank you to Dave from Dave Decals. Great stuff, great products, and Eddie Bauer from Weathering Solutions. Thank you so much for being gracious enough to come aboard and be on the show with us. I hope it was a good experience for you, and I hope we can continue to. I don't know what impact it has on you guys as far as sales wise. I'm sure we're not putting you in the $1 million mark, but I'm hoping it's helping. You know, just a little comment here on my end to the guys, to the community out there. If you guys win something from us and you have a YouTube channel, it's always cool if you do, like everybody does the mail call where they get 1,000 boxes behind them and they open up all their boxes and they look what I got. You know, if you win a product from us, M&M Productions, I believe, he did it with the Trust Bridge. A few other people have done it. But if you have a YouTube channel and you win something from Weathering Solutions or Dave's Decals or the trees, you know, put it up there. Put it up there. Well, because it's a community of helping each other. That's how the word spreads. You know, guys don't have a problem, you know, giving shout outs to other YouTubers out there and say, hey, check this guy's channel out. And the guy's, you know, everything goes up by 500. So do the same thing for the vendors here. Help them out as well. You know, that nobody's going to make $1 million, but, you know, it helps put shekels in the pocket. And, you know, and stuff like that. So support the vendors and support the products that they sell, and don't be afraid to do a shout out about it on your YouTube channel if you do have one. Dave has a YouTube channel. What is the Dave? It's Dave's Art, the YouTube channel, Dave?
It's Dave's Decals, and I like to always do is say, come see me at davesdecals.com or davar.net, davart.net.
There you go. And Ed, do you guys, Weathering Solutions, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, we do. It's Weathering Solutions.
There you go. So, you know, check these guys out. And again, thank you, both of you, so much for being a part of this.
If you're searching me on the web, you can find me at davart, davart.net or davesdecals.com. When I got the first domain, I didn't have davesdecals.com, but now I do.
There you go. There you go.
Somebody forgot to renew it, and now it's mine.
There you go. So
whenever you
ready?
find gentlemen are
I
ready.
sit like a vulture waiting for it to expire.
That's it. Like a vulture. So Barry, are we ready?
We're ready.
I want to thank you guys for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah,
No
for
problem,
sure.
Thank
Dave.
you.
And Ed, both yes. All right, so let's pick us some new winners here.
Okay.
Uno, dos, tres.
Who are we doing? What's the first one up?
Okay, so the first one, what did I set that to? One is the RMC subscription.
Yeah.
That goes to J. O'Donnell. So let me gather his info here, just to be safe. Okay.
So Jay O'Donnell won the free subscription to
Railroad Model
Yeah.
Craftsman magazine.
yeah, very good. And once again, thank you, White River Productions, for doing this. We greatly appreciate it. And congratulations to Jay O'Donnell for that. Good one, Jay.
All right. And giveaway number 2, the $50 gift certificate from Broadway Limited via Strike Force Hobbies
Yeah.
is Robert Holloman. So let me paste him into my little document here. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then get his email address. Okay. And the final one for the PD from badger through Strikeforce Hobby is William Van Linton. Congratulations, Bill.
Yay! There you go, Bill. Very good. Congratulations.
All right.
Well, congratulations to all our winners. And thank you guys out there in the community. And I want to thank all our vendors for being a part of this tonight. And thank you, Dave and Ed, for being a part of this again. I'm greatly appreciative. And I want to, thank you. And I want to thank my two co-hosts, Barry and John. It's extraordinary. Barry had a little bit of a glitch tonight. One of his laptops burned out on him, and he went to the second one, and he's got a little bit of a lag. So we had to call in firefighter John to join us. John has boots ready and overcoat going. He never leaves on the third Saturday of every month. Whatever's going on, John says, nope, I can't go. I got to stay by the phone and get ready to slide into the boots and the truck and get going because so thank you very much, John, for being literally Johnny on the spot here. And again,
no problem, Bill.
Thank you very much. And I want to extend a great thank you to all the community out there that are watching us. Thank you so much. Again, without you, we don't have a show. So you're the reason that we keep coming back. Please go to YouTube, modelbuilders.com. The email there, suggest any suggestions for topics. I just want to give you guys a heads up for the April show, where next year is going to be the N scale. We're going to have the minority group on, the N scalers. So we're going to have DeBob and his N scale layout, and Joe Desmond is going to be on, and his N scale is in the process of being built. So we're going to have some N scalers next month. So that will be in April 15th, I believe. So thank you once again. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you guys on the radio.
Good night, all.
Thank you.